up?
It's that wrestling dude. I'm here with the prettiest redhead you'll ever lay eyes on. What's going on, Ginger Spice?
Buenas, mi gente. It's the embodiment of Technicolor, the co-host with the most, Ginger Spice. And today's guest is so jacked and shredded that he looks like one of Michael Vick's prized pit bulls. Who do we got today, Weasel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep his intro nice and short because I want to fuck it up and have him eat me alive. The Unbreakable man, Hardcore Horvath, man. Welcome.
Hey, well, it's an honor being here. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. You bless us coming on here.
Yes, sir. Let's get right into it, man. Who trained you? How long you been in the biz? Where you based out of?
So I've only been in the business about 3 years. I moved down here from Little Rock, Arkansas, and started with Matt Seidel at the Side Dojo, and been there for we're there for probably about a year or so, and then Matt sold his ring and started training at the wrestling lab. But I've been with Matt Seidel the entire time. And that started, we moved down here at April 2021, and I started training in May right after that. So just a little over 3 years.
You're a pandemic transplant?
What's that?
You moved here during the pandemic? You're a transplant?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what's kind of started me moving down here. Is I think I lost my mind during the pandemic, and
like the rest of us.
I was like, there are no rules. We can do whatever we want. I'll move to Florida.
Yeah, Wild West.
We started a family, and we were about to actually move into my grandma's house. She passed away, and we had contracts written up for the house. We're gonna remodel it and everything, and then. One day it just hit me, and I was watching wrestling, and it's always what I wanted to do. And my sister lived in Tampa, and we had visited her for her wedding, and I loved it down here. Didn't want to leave, so I just pitched it. I was like, "Yo, what if we move down to Florida and just I go to wrestling school, whatever." And they were about it. And my dad was all for it. I thought he'd say no. Stay here, keep the house, and he's like, "Whatever you want to do." So we kind of just did it real fast. We didn't really tell that many people. We just found a place down here and moved down here. And I was like, I'm gonna take a break for a second and get my bearings straight. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna jump right into wrestling school. So the stars aligned, and I found Matt Seidel, and it's been on ever since.
Nice.
What made you get into the wrestling? Like you started getting older and like, fuck it, I got the one last shot to do this.
Yeah. Excuse me. I mean, this is kind of a long story, I guess, but to be honest with you, it's all I ever wanted to do. When I was, of course, I did get into it at an older age, but from the time I was when I was a teenager, it took hold. The Attitude Era was booming. When I started playing football in 9th grade, all the guys were watching it, so I had to check it out, and then I got hooked. Two of my friends, we started backyard wrestling and the whole 9 yards, and that's just became my moniker, my claim to fame in high school. I was that guy. They did articles on me for backyard wrestling and all sorts of stuff. But I wrote Shawn Michaels because he just started his wrestling academy in San Antonio, Texas, San Antonio, and they sent me back a pamphlet and an application. And they said, when you turn 18, come see us. And I was like, all right, that's all I was going to do. And I kind of hurt my back after my senior year of football. And it just kind of, I was like, nah, whatever, even though I still like skateboarding and jumping down stairs and stuff after that. I didn't really think it was obtainable. And I kind of fell into a party lifestyle. I started, I started working at a restaurant, I started bartending, and kind of became a party guy for my entire 20s. And it was kind of crazy, it kind of consumed me, as fun as I had, I got into a lot of trouble too. And it just kind of got out of control. And so in my early 30s, I finally stopped drinking, and I did it through the gym, really. I started working out at night. I went to a 24-hour gym. So instead of getting off work and going to the bar, I went to the gym instead. And the entire time I've been watching wrestling, though. I was a huge fan, growing up, and it's like the Attitude Era, ECW. When TNA came around, I was really into that. The whole time I've been watching wrestling. So the more I started working out, though, I stopped drinking. The more I started working out, you know, like kind of when you pull back from like drinking that long, you kind of revert back to yourself before you were. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be a wrestler. You know, I should do that. And I'm getting muscles, and you know, I can probably do it. So it took me a while to kind of convince myself, to be honest with you, to try to do it out. I was a little like, can I take it? Can we do this? You know, and that's when, you know, then COVID happened. I was like, oh, we can do anything. There's no rules. I don't care. That the world could end tomorrow. So why not start now? You know. So I think it really did help me just kind of push down here, and I wish I'd started sooner. You know, like I really do. But so far in these 3 years, you know, a lot's happened that I've been, you know, grateful for, and that kind of blown my mind of the journey that's happened so far.
What are your stats right now? Because you are shredded and lean, man. You look so scary, that intimidating to even come up to you. You know what I mean? And ask or talk to you.
Yeah. Dude, I just got a mean looking face, I think. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't think it's not just the face, dude. You're just
the
like,
physique helps.
it's intensity. You know what I mean? To keep a physique up like that, it's intensity. It's a driven mindset. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I try to keep it like that, but I also like the party and handle in between, man. I can't keep that up. That's it. The maintain what you have is a different level.
Yeah.
What's your diet like? What's your workout like? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I first got into lifting weights, and you know, from where I was at, you know, eight years ago, I had a pretty good basis of knowledge, you know, just from playing sports in high school, I guess. And you know, I kind of buddied up with some old buddies. Little Rock's real small, so I had a bunch of friends that still worked, you know, that I went to high school with. We started working out, and my main goal was just to get as big as I could. You know, so I just want to get big and strong. I was really into strength training, and you know, I got real big into like deadlifting and squatting and you know, all that stuff. And so when I was in Little Rock, I just tried to pack it on, and the biggest I ever got really was 225, and I felt pretty big at there.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay. See, that's a dream. I wish I was 6 foot.
But yeah, so I just crammed it in and like tried to get as big as I could. And then in wrestling, I leaned out a little bit because, you know, then I was just working out and eating, and then I started wrestling. So I got a little bit of more cardio in. I think I got down to about, I was wrestling when I first started on 215 or so. And I looked big and full, you know, pretty crazy. And I had this seed kind of playing in my head one time about abs. I was real muscular, I didn't have abs or whatever. So I was like, I can get them, I bet, you know, like, because that's kind of like another goal. Because with the gym, you know, you kind of like, you can take it and go from here to there, or switch it up, and you want to do this now, or you know, whatever. And I worked out with this guy who was doing a bodybuilding program, and at the end of the workout, he just did like some rope crunches for his abs. I was like, that's all you do? He's like, that's all I do. I was like, okay, well, I can do that. And you know, after that, you know, you realize it's all diet. But I started incorporating just a little bit of crunches into my workouts afterwards, and then I started like looking forward to it. I don't know why, like it was different. So I started kind of focusing on that, and I started seeing a little, you know, little progress. And at the same time, when you're doing that, you kind of like start to change your diet as well. Fabu, when I rode with him, you know, up to these shows and stuff, he'd be just pounding Diet Dr. Pepper, and I was a huge soda fan, dude. Like, you know, like even when I stopped drinking, and I actually ate pretty well when I was, you know, not as shredded, but my like I love my main little vice at the end of the night was like cream sodas and root beers and you know, all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, dude, you gotta drink Diet Coke and Diet sodas and stuff like that for calories. And so like I started drinking Diet Coke, which I know you can say whatever you want to about it, but like there's no calories in it. But then
Well, it's
that
true.
changed.
You know, my wife is a nurse, and she says she'd never see the doctor drink anything but diet soda.
Drink
So,
Diet Coke. But then one thing leads to another after that. When you start changing, like, you know, that, then you change this, then you change that, and you start figuring out how to do this, and then eventually you just. I think what helps me too is the fact that I did quit drinking, and I kind of have this willpower to like. I feel like I can do anything that goes into my body. I can control it, sort of. And so, like even now, like I don't really have cheat days. I don't indulge in sweets, anything at all. It's like I try to do zero sugar for everything,
Well,
and that's what it is.
shows.
It's sugar. And I appreciate it.
Because
But
you look like a well-defined brick wall. You know
thank
what I
you,
mean?
thank you,
Just
yeah.
put up. They make sure everything was chiseled. I mean, you look like the Vitruvius man, dude. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
You
Yeah,
look
yeah. I tried.
phenomenal, man. You're shredded to the gills. It's an amazing
Thanks.
feat.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it
gonna try
ain't
to.
easy. You know what I mean? So I wanted to put that out there. What's your diet like? What do you eat?
But so I damn near eat the same thing every day too, especially because like when you can't eat out too much, you know. And if you do, and you can, but you just have to be smart about what you're eating when you're out. And then the places you go, like gas stations or fast foods, you got to know what to eat there instead of stuff. You know, like you have to just be very smart about everything you do if you're not prepared. And but you always have to be prepared. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I wake up in the morning. I eat eggs all the time. It's like eggs. So in the morning, I wake up, I eat eggs, usually 3 or 4. A little quick cut oats or still cut oats, something like that, with some of this Truvia, you know, brown, the 0 cal brown sugar and stuff, berries. I'm a big fan of and sourdough bread. So sometimes I'll eat sourdough bread in the morning. Sometimes I won't. For lunch, maybe it's like a little beef patty and some quinoa or something like that. And I'll throw the sourdough bread if I didn't have that, or it's tuna. And then usually dinner is just chicken and white rice. It's like jasmine rice or basmati rice. Every once in a while, I'll throw in green beans. For snacks, it's basically like a lot of like hard-boiled eggs. I like roasted peanuts, like just a bag of just peanuts and salt. A lot of sodium, but still, it's like that's kind of like what I snack on. I don't really do anything. I try to stay. I stay away from anything fried. Like I don't eat anything fried. So like no, the chips and all that stuff are out of question, sort of. And but every once in a while, I will eat some like chips and salsa at Chili's with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to say no to that. But it's
Hard to
it's
say
really
to do anything to do with kids.
it's really nothing more than that. Like I can't. Like I wish I knew a lot of what's that brand name of yogurt? It's like a 0 cal yogurt. It has like 20 grams of protein in it. You know, so you really just want to concentrate on hitting like your protein goals. I eat carbs. And I don't eat too many veggies, but you just gotta stay away from all the sugar to keep the the fat off your midsection. The sugar.
Not a lot of veggies.
Because
You
it's
don't
all
eat, you
diet.
said.
Nah.
I expected you to be mostly carnivore, like a wolf.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. Just chicken, eggs, and beef, really.
right.
All right. So you said you're into Attitude Era and ECW. Who's your Mount Rushmore of ECW?
Well, what was that?
Mount Rushmore ECW. Who's your top 4?
Of ECW?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow. I don't know. So like there's always the guys who are like I think I have certain favorites. So my Mount Rushmore would probably be something like I don't know. It might be kind of crazy. It might be a crazy Mount Rushmore. It's probably gonna be Rob Van Dam,
Yep.
Mike Awesome.
Okay.
And these two might be kind of crazy to throw out there, but just because of my what I liked as a kid, I'm gonna say Steve Carino
I love the King Old School.
and New Jack. I'm gonna say New Jack. just because
I respect the New Jack one the most, dude.
thank you.
Yeah.
Just because
I
dude,
mean-
like, when I was a teenager, and so I would get all the WWF pay-per-views, and my other homie get all the ECW pay-per-views. And we went over there, and dude, when that gunshot went off and the music started playing, I was like, dude, we're gonna see something crazy. We're gonna see a big dive. Jump off something high. And like it got me so hyped, and the music played the whole time, So like I was a total. It got me as a kid. I thought it was so cool. So I even had some like camouflage I wore to school, like some yellow and purple. So
That is.
Well,
I'm
he
with you.
scares me as much as you do.
Yeah, it's very scary. It's very scary. But
Yeah,
as
but
far as
you're
I know,
scary too, looking at you and talking to you and stuff like that. You're so intense, man, like a pit bull. I'm like, I can't, you know what I mean? And then it wasn't until Dirty Devin Diaz gave us a shout out on you and said he's, you know, that he trains with you and everything like that. And I was like, oh, so he's not gonna kill me if I talk to him.
keep it up though. Don't tell nobody that I'm kind of.
Well, you're about to blow your spot up on this
I know.
podcast, dude.
Yeah, they're know now. And I don't know why. Just the intensity,
It's
the
the body,
Hardcore
dude.
Horvath character. I think it is. You know, like when I first started, I was kind of I wanted to be I kind of was a good guy for a while, and everyone tried to make me, you know, bad guy just for how I look. But
Yeah, it's the shiny head. You can't be a good guy with no
yeah,
hair.
but now it's like, it's like, why haven't I always been this bad guy? You know, it's hard not to be with the tattoos and the body and the bald head and the mean face, you know. So
And the shreddedness, it's just that it's not easy to keep that up, you know what I mean? It's intimidating. Again,
yeah, and like I
amazing
said,
physique. Another
thank
round of
you,
applause
thank you.
to all the hard work you put
Thank
into
you.
that. And
I
you know
really
what I mean?
feel
Because you
sus-
put in that hard work to entertain us. And we want to thank you for, you know, putting your life and your health on the line for entertaining us. Because I ain't getting in the ring. We so might get in the ring as a referee, but I ain't taking no bumps. So thank you for entertaining us,
Of
Hardcore
course,
Horvath.
yeah. So yeah, I love all that shit. Like, you know, grew up watching ECW and Attitude Era, and that's what I like to do. So
Is that where you
keep
got the
doing it.
Hardcore Horvath name from? ECW days, or how'd you get the
Man,
name?
so I got it was my Instagram handle, and the Hardcore Horvath, like they called me Hardcore in high school, and I just got it from Hardcore Holly because HH, and I liked Hardcore Holly when I was a kid too, and but like that's what the kind of upperclassmen would call me, Hardcore and stuff. It's just nobody called me that outside of high school, whatever, but because they called me, you know. Like this one dude brought me a hat one time. His mom worked at a salon and said hardcore on it, and I wore it around school and stuff. You know, is there some hairstylist brand or whatever? But I changed my Instagram handle because I saw that it was open and it said Hardcore Horvath. I was like, oh, cool. You know, just like that's kind of a cool Instagram thing. I was just lifting weights, and then I started wrestling. I just kind of kept it, and I kind of. It was time for me to have a match, but I guess I wasn't really overtly ready to have a match. Like in my head, you know, everything put together. I got some trunks from Tony Donati and had some kick pads, and Matt Seidel got me a showdown in Reefer Mania. So I was like, all right, just call me my Hardcore Horvath. I was like, I can change it later or something like that, you know, and come up with something different. And I just stuck with it, you know. I like
That's your government last name.
yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay.
Just miss me, yeah. So, and at first I was kind of hesitant about that too, and I was playing with a bunch of ideas, and I was sort of changing it a little bit because I didn't want to use my real last name. But then I think Matt was like, "Well, it's unique, you know.
Yeah.
No one else is going to
It
be that,
is. It
so
definitely
go
is.
for it, you know." It's people are intimidated to say it, you know. I feel like horror vath, you know, they don't want to say horror.
I think it's that maybe that's part of it too. It's true. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're a very intimidating figure.
Yeah.
And I don't get intimidated easily, dude. You know what I mean? I've stared the enemy in the eye, but you are a different beast.
No, man, thank you. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. No, don't be scared.
So, who'd you emulate when you first broke in? Who'd you try
What's
to be
that?
like? Who'd you emulate when you first broke in?
Emulate? Oh, well, I don't think really anybody. I think, you know, it's just a hodgepodge of what I liked growing up and the things that I liked, and it wasn't one set guy. And you know, I was trained by Matt, so a lot of his wrestling kind of, you know, it's in me. It came out through me. I just watched him on TV, but oh wait, yeah, I got that. He's trained me like that, you know. So a lot of maneuvers came through that. I didn't really emulate anybody. I was watching a little bit of Japanese wrestling with Tony, and I saw a cool move. So, you know, I like this one guy named Shima. I like a lot of his move sets and stuff like that. So I do his perfect driver, but I didn't really copy anybody per se. But my trunks, like when I started actually getting some made, I got like 2 pair that are damn near just replicas of 1999 Triple H, like the black leather and the whole how it's kind of laid out. So, and sometimes I do the Lemmy thing with my facial hair. So, look wise, maybe I was going for like a Triple H Perry Saturn look, but like as far as acting, like emulating somebody, I never really emulated anybody. So I just tried to be me, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think breaking it later on in life helped you out compared to starting off when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, not really knowing who you were?
I feel like there's a little bit of pros and maybe a lot of cons. I don't know, because when you get into wrestling, like I didn't really know what wrestling was going to be like, when I got into it. It's going to be like, tryouts or, football tryouts or 2-a-days. I didn't know. And when you get into it, you realize that it's a very long journey, and it can be, and it is. And so I feel like sometimes I don't get sad or anything, but like I said, I wish I'd started earlier, just because some of the guys I know at my age have so much stories and they know so many people and so much experience and stuff like that, and just they have that much longer of the journey that they can talk about and experience. And so it's definitely kind of a con, because it is a long journey to the top. You do need a lot of experience and stuff like that. So that's probably the biggest con. But the pro is, I kind of started out looking, I guess, mature and intimidating, I guess, and not so much like a kid. Not there's anything wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But I guess the intimidation factor of just being a full grown man, starting out has helped me a little bit,
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Already long in the tooth. How old are you, actually?
I just turned 40.
All right.
No fucking way.
40 years old, yeah.
I would have never thought that. I would have thought that you were a little bit younger than me. And
I feel 37.
38.
No, I was kidding.
Like that, well, there you go. You look 36. You know what I mean?
Dude, like I said, especially with the way I'm dieting now and working out and like losing, being more my core work, I feel the most athletic I've felt in my entire life, damn near. I feel like, So,
You're the second person that's an older wrestler to talk about that. The other one was Pretty Rich Wise that he's talking on. Now that I'm older, almost pushing 50, he was like 45 or something like that. He said he feels better now than he ever has in his life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't really even think about, I did when I first started the age thing. Now I don't really even think about it at all. I just kind of feel like how I feel, like
well, I think
how
thing
good
is,
I
to
feel.
me,
I'm good,
is about the fear of getting injured at an older age.
Right, yeah.
That's what keeps me away from ever wanting to step in the ring, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm fit enough. I'm into doing all of that. But I don't want to break my neck, you know what I mean? And the trust that you have to put into somebody else's hands to not get injured, especially as an older person, as an older man, you know what I mean? When you're young, you don't give a shit, you know what I mean? When I was in the infantry and I was in Afghanistan, I didn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I was ready to go, but I ain't doing that now.
Yeah,
So
when I
I
was,
got to respect that even more. That means you started 3 years ago. You started around my age, you know?
yeah. Like, yeah, when I was younger, I was just insane, just jumping off of decks and garages on the trampoline. It was everything. And I probably still would do that. But, as far as wrestling goes, it's just, if you get hurt, it's going to take longer to come back. If you can come back, and then if you get hurt, you don't really, since you've been doing it very long, people don't know you, so it's harder to restart maybe, So it's always there, but I kind of just go through, I don't know, life or wrestling with just kind of the 110% the whole time. So I don't really it's not even really a factor to me, because if it, not that anyone ever wants anything at all, but I just kind of deal with stuff as it happens, And that's why, you do have to put your trust in people, and when you want to wrestle, properly trained wrestler. That's why wrestling school is so important. And wrestling with Matt, was a big thing with me, and knowing all that stuff, because this is as fun and as crazy as the wrestling industry is. You have to be very serious when it comes to
Absolutely.
doing stuff like that, because it is very dangerous getting
Where is Matt's
turned
school
upside
located?
down. What's
Yeah,
that?
can you put out all of Matt's information out there for any future wrestlers? You know what I mean? Give him a shout out.
Matt Seidel.
Yeah, where his school is located and stuff like that.
Sure, sure. Well,
Anyone that
right.
wants to know.
So he used to have the side dojo, which is his own school. When I first started, so he sold his ring, and he started started training at the wrestling lab as well. That's Jay Lethal, Big Con, and David Mercury. And I'm not sure if they're going to do another class right now. I think they're doing one as we speak. But if you do want to reach out to these wrestlers, I'm sure their Instagram, their DMs, or anything at all, they'll point you in the right direction of schools that they would deem, good. And you never know, potentially pretty soon they might do another class or something of that nature. So right as of right now, I don't know if there's another class going to be going on, but what do I know, But I would just I think you might have an email still, Matt, but I'll find it. We'll figure it out.
Or Instagrams or something like that. Any type
Yeah,
of social
yeah.
media.
I'll
Yeah,
probably
because
just
maybe the only reason they're not
his-
starting another school is because they don't got any students. But if people hear your voice telling them to go to that school, they'll get some more students.
Yeah. Matt's probably mad at me. He probably just got a bunch of people DMing him in his DMs now and stuff.
Hey man, we're trying to put money in his hands. You know what I'm saying? To help
Hell yeah.
build the community while also paying his bills.
Right.
What's been your biggest moment so far in your career?
Biggest moments. I don't know. Like I said, like a lot has happened since I started wrestling that, I didn't really think would happen that fast sometimes. Big moments. It's not so much like working for the like a bigger company or that, it's just kind of like feeling, sometimes just the feeling you get after a match, I'd say, that you're just like, oh my God, there it was, type stuff. Like I had a singles match with Tony Donati. We had a hardcore match with the one before that. We just had a singles match at UCW. And after that match was done, it just didn't hit me for a while, but like that was a big moment for me because I trained with Tony the whole time. I thought that the match went real well, and I still look back at it and like that was one of the biggest probably accomplishments I've had as a trained wrestler so far. I'm proud of. Of course, if you want to go into like moments, I got to wrestle in an NWA wrestling ring. Thanks to Brian Idol, brought me on to do that for a while, and it was just big things like that. Did some stuff with MLW with the Contra stuff, but really it's just it's just the feeling of doing being with your friends in a good match. I feel like it was a big accomplishment for me, because when I first started, like you said, like I was kind of older, so I didn't really have like a big huge goal of like main event WrestleMania, baby, something like that. It was just, have a match, or get some trunks, have a match, work here. Oh, I'm going to go work there, So you just kind of knock stuff down. And I got a lot of goals in my head so far, got a couple more goals that, I'm going to keep to myself, but I'm trying to work towards. Yeah. And so I think they're obtainable, so we can try to mosey that way.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of shocked you only been in for 3 years, man, because you're all over the place. I always see you every weekend somewhere. And that's a big testament to you if you only been in for 3 years and you got the confidence you can get booked all over the place.
Yeah. I've been blessed in that fact of actually, getting booked and stuff of that nature. And really it's just kind of networking a lot of, because I really just started off with, I've only had a couple places I've already kind of worked a lot and ventured out like that. But yeah, I try to stay busy, and because I'm about it. I want to be there. I want to always, be doing it. So I like to make myself available and stuff of that nature. But yeah, I've been pretty blessed with getting to work so far.
Only wrestling in Florida recently. Is that it?
Yeah, I've only wrestled in Florida. That's another goal, is to venture out eventually. I did wrestle in Alabama one time. Me and Vernon Black started off as a tag team called the Hardcore Dealers with a guy named Vernon Black. What's up, Vernon? And we went up to DCW and wrestled the Butterflies one time. That was cool. But so far, it's just been in Florida, you know. But that's the next goal, is to venture out a little bit, you know, and go see some fun stuff, you know.
I see you in Texas for some reason. That they really like you out there, man. Something about how
Texas, hell
shredded
yeah.
and lean you are. With, you know what I mean? You
I'll
kind
go
of
to
got
Texas.
some what is it, Billy Gunn vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, not to spread his business, but yeah, well, yeah, we'll be out in Texas pretty soon, maybe. Yeah, I'll say that.
All right, let's get into some business. You recently been hanging out with the Heavenly Butterflies, been brought in by Tony Donati, like you've been talking about. You
Sure.
just turned on the moniker Manliness at Havoc and Hayes. You have anything to do with that?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, there's such a history there with Tony and Fabu. I feel like the big story is them, because they've been together for 4 years now, I think. They got many accolades, many belts. I think it's just a sign of the times. It's something, you know, it's pro wrestling. It's going to happen. And like I said, I've trained with Tony since day one. I've trained with Fabu since day one. So they are my brothers. You know, Tony, you know, beat the hell out of me for a long time, you know, and got me to be who I am today. So I'm brothers with Tony. And so any decision he makes, I'm going to back him. But, you know, Fabu's a brother as well. Sometimes it just has to happen. Sometimes brothers fight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll probably fight a little while, and maybe something else will happen. But, yeah, me and Tony kind of decided to ixnay Fabu, and maybe me and him will start ass kicking. I don't know. We'll see.
So does that mean we're going to see Hardcore Butterfly with face paint and all?
Hell no. No. We're gonna go
Dude,
away.
you can totally pull off
Fabu.
the face
Fabu
paint.
can be the butterfly. Me and Tony will be. Me and Tony will
You
just be
can
me
pull
and
it
Tony.
off, dude. With
Yeah.
muscles like that, you can pull anything off.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to dressing up and as a butterfly or makeup, but I don't
You're
think
like
that's
a
the direction.
bald fucking what's his face? Ultimate Warrior. That's what you are.
Yeah.
You're
But
so
just like,
shredded.
but just dress like a butterfly, but just still the same. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
With the wings and
no sell the
everything.
butterfly stuff.
I'm there. Tickets sold. Book it.
Well, this last time, the last CCW show, we came out beforehand, and it was Fabu's match was first, I think, and so we all came out together, and I was like flapping wings like a butterfly, and you know, doing the whole thing. So it's fun, but no, I think if me and Tony do decide to do something, we'll probably do something a little different,
All right.
a little bit
Respect
more
that.
hardcore. I don't know.
So CCW is running their last show at Unbranded Brewing for Bash of the Brew.
Yeah.
What's that place meant to you?
Well, so when I first got CCW, I started going everywhere with them. You know, because they run a lot of shows. So I believe I've only been to Hialeah maybe three times, maybe two or three times, but each time it's been the crowd is just insane. Like I think because like Hialeah is where they started really building the brewery type shows, and that was the first one that had the big crowds coming and interaction. So it means a lot to a lot of the guys at CCW. So this last show means a lot. It's very sentimental, and so to me, of course, you know, very blessed to be at CCW. I treat it the same way too. You know, if it's the last big show, it's going to be the last big show. You know, we're going to treat it the way it should be treated, and on to the next thing. But the two times I think I've wrestled there, or two or three times I've wrestled, it's been amazing. The crowd has just been on fire. So it does mean a lot to me because I love it when the crowd's into it and you know, they're passionate, and that helps, you know, you got to throw the passion in the air, you know what I'm saying? So us as wrestlers love that, so it does mean a lot to me. But I just don't have the history a lot of the wrestlers have for being wrestling there for so long. But so it's kind of a big deal. But, you know, I'm ready for it.
We never actually went down there. That's a hike though for us from Orlando to Hialeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like 4 hours.
It's yeah. Yeah,
That's when I
those,
saw something big happening at one of these shows in Port St. Lucie or something like that. I saw CCW doing something big there.
hmm Yeah.
And I was thinking that we can go to that soon.
That's
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's another big show too. I've only wrestled in Port St. Lucie once. Um, it's where one of their big shows. It's this big conference room. It's absolutely amazing. I think it's one of their bigger shows at the Port St. Lucie. I'm not sure what's coming up that's big. It's all big, but yeah.
I don't know.
Port,
I've been out of the loop. I've been out of Florida for the last one.
yeah,
So
but Port St. Lucie and Hialeah, I think, are some of the biggest ones they got. So
Port St.
um,
Lucie ain't that far away. So quit being a bitch. Let's roll,
Nah, it's
dude.
like
yeah, it's not bad. Like, yeah, I
It's
mean,
like an hour and a half from my house.
we jump in the car and we just drive down there and drive back. So like Saturdays are shot, but that's the fun. That's the majority of the fun to wrestling to me is just getting in the car with the butterflies and Andy and just shooting the shit and driving down there and then making fun of me for how I drive and just all sorts of stuff, and
Well, I
eat.
think that's cool that you had mentioned that before about like how one of your favorite things is hanging out after a match with your friends. And as an older man, it's hard to make friends, you know what I mean? But you're doing that. You got to force yourself to get out there and make friends.
Yeah, that's one thing in wrestling too is that like especially being from Little Rock, Arkansas, I knew everybody damn near. So like
Yeah, little town, yeah.
moving down here, I lived there my whole life. So moving down here and then getting into the wrestling industry has just like opened up my universe, to just people, and because it's infinite how many people you can meet in this industry, and there's a lot of cool people and a lot of friends that you can meet along the way. So yeah, like the drive. I think that's a lot of wrestlers' favorite part is just kind of the road tripping and driving down there. And I haven't taken a long road trip, but like I don't mind getting in the car and driving down 4 hours wrestling and then driving 4 hours back and getting it home at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning because we're talking wrestling, we're goofing off, we're listening to music. It's fun, I like that type of stuff. So I don't really mind the drives at all. I think. The butterflies they do 10 hours sometimes and then back and all sorts of stuff.
damn.
Wow.
So it's going up north, but
Yeah, like Atlanta. Is
but yeah,
8
come on
hours
down,
away.
it'll be
That means you're going even
fun.
further.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
shows are fun. 'Cause, CCW is based down there, so a lot of their shows, Pompano, Doral, all that stuff. I think the next show that I'll be at will be at the Doral show.
All right. What's
Let's
what's
go,
your best road?
Wisa.
What's your best road story?
Man, I don't have too many. Like people will tell me funny ones and crazy ones, but like I said, I quit drinking, I quit partying, so really it's just kind of goofing off with the butterflies. There's nothing too epic so far. We haven't really pranked each other too crazy.
All right.
I don't know. I don't have any. It's just us bullshitting and eating boiled eggs and peanuts and
That's some
talking
grown
wrestling.
ass man stuff, and I appreciate
Yeah,
that because
it's
I
just
hate
gotta
being
be-
pranked. I'm not into pranks or
Yeah.
being ribbed or anything like that.
Yeah,
Let's
don't
just
mess with
talk
me.
shit and get from here to there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm a boring old dude now. I don't really like. And after the shows, like if you do go party and stuff, like I'll go out to eat and stuff. Sometimes I don't really party with anybody per se, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I do miss that type of interaction and party and stuff, but like just need to get
That's
some
what it
sleep.
was.
I need to get some sleep, dude.
It was like an after party thing I saw for a show coming up, a CCW show that they were doing.
Yeah, they usually have a little after party somewhere because they're at breweries and stuff, So
Well, this was the
take it
first
out.
time I ever saw them promote it. And I was like, what? How come they ain't never tell me about this? I'm all about the after party, baby. Look
Yeah.
at me. I am the after party.
All right. September 8th, you'll be at IWA Florida for the tournament King of the Heavyweights. You'll be in the first round facing against Real Drago.
Real
Big
Drago.
old yeah, real big Russian dude. What's your thoughts on him?
On Drago,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a history with Drago. Like we've wrestled a couple times before. He is a big, strong Russian man, but I don't know. I'm going to take it to him as best I can. He is very big and strong, but I think I got him this time. But when it comes down to it, Drago's is a good dude too. I do like Drago. Once again, another guy that kind of around my age takes it seriously and got his head on his shoulders. So I like Drago, but we will throw down once again in IWA Florida. So I hope he's ready.
All right.
I love that respect.
Yep. What's the difference between those IWA crowds and those CCW crowds?
The IWA crowds are awesome. Yeah, they're cool. It's they'll bring the damn bullhorns and stuff too. So sometimes they're constantly going off like, and they're always so receptive to everybody, and those guys are going to talk to you after the show, and they just both crowds. You can tell just get it and love pro wrestling. So they're both very fun crowds to wrestle in front of.
All right. What's next for Hardcore Horvath?
What's next, man? Like I said, I got a few goals in my head, like a few little things I'd like to go and venture out and try. But as of right now, I'm just going to concentrate on CCW and being there. So I feel honored to be there and try to build the Hardcore Horvath brand there before we venture out and do anything else.
Yeah. Like the call anybody out, talk some shit about somebody?
Yeah. Talk shit about somebody. Let's see here. Who do I want to get here? No, I ain't talking shit about nobody.
All right, there you go.
Well, Dirty Devin Diaz had nothing but good things to say about you. He put you over big time. So
Devin?
if you want to talk, let's talk shit about him.
Yeah, Devin,
Just kidding. We're big Dirty Devin Diaz fans here, okay? So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But he definitely put you
Devin.
over in regards to helping him getting fit and stuff like that.
He actually, we made a Hardcore Horvath joke, and he was not having it. He defended you like no tomorrow. He's like, nah, Horvath.
Yeah, and then once I realized who you were and I looked at your pictures, I felt so bad because I was like, this guy's going to fucking kill me. So I take all those jokes back. Totally, Hardcore Horvath is one of the meanest motherfuckers, but also one of the nicest, okay, guys? So be careful with him.
I appreciate Devin talking nice about me on the last podcast. I did see that. And, Devin's out there killing it as well. You check his stuff out. He's doing a big star. So I appreciate him talking about me, and working out with them and stuff like that. If anybody, wants to get in there, I'm always down, try to keep cause I like to keep the gym fun and keep it alive. And, cause you do it all the time, you got to keep it interesting. So it's always fun to have someone in there to hang out with and talk.
Yeah. I personally got one last question left. Someone left a comment on YouTube on one of the videos of your matches, and they wrote, Hardcore Horvath's a Table 28 legend. You know what that means? You're allowed to tell us what that means?
Yeah. It's a restaurant I used to work at in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Table 28.
It's like high end, right?
It's one of there's an executive chef there named Scott Rains that is like one of the best. I'm not just saying this. I think one of the best chefs in the world. Not that I've been to the entire world, but just his cuisine is amazing. He was out in San Francisco for 30 years and moved back to Arkansas where he's from. He started this restaurant, and I had food that I'd never even thought of before, and every time I tried something even that I was familiar, it was like this is insane, So
well, high-end restaurants are known to be tense, so maybe that's why you come off so intense.
yeah.
Everybody's watching The Bear now, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I do sort of miss the restaurant life because it's fun. It's like that, but just when I'm not drinking and partying anymore, it's harder to be in that lifestyle. But Table 28 was awesome. So if you're in Little Rock, Arkansas, check out Table 28. It's an amazing restaurant, best food ever. And Work Harder Gym. That's in Little Rock, Arkansas too. That's a sick gym.
Is that what you're wearing now? You're repping. So repping out to Little Rock, Arkansas. My first battle bunny of the Army was from Flippin, Arkansas.
Oh, yeah?
Which is a legit place, if anybody's wondering. Yeah. Even though, you know what? Fuck you, McCrary. But anyway.
Yeah. There's all sorts of funny names, dude, in Arkansas. There's a Wiener, Arkansas. There's a Bald Knob, Arkansas. There's all sorts of funny stuff. But Arkansas, it's pretty cool, so...
Well, you seem like a really nice guy, and I've known nothing but good people from Arkansas overall. So cool to meet you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Anything else for him, Ginger?
I ain't got nothing, man. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Hardcore Horvath, get your shit in, man. Where can they find you? Where can they buy your shit? Everything. Go ahead and get it out for them.
Man, just follow me on Instagram at hardcorehorvath.com. Got some t-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. I think it's Hardcore Horvath.
All right, put the links down there for you. Ginger, go ahead and get your shit out.
Like and subscribe to Ginger Spice wherever you want. If you want, not cool, that's fine. Anything. You know what I mean? If you made it this far, like and subscribe to everybody.
Yep.
That Wrestling Dude,
Yep.
Ginger Spice, Hardcore Horvath, because we're all awesome. If you're not, then you're whack. And we don't want you anyway.
Get Ginger Spice's OnlyFans too. He'll be posting soon on there.
I'm trying to get up on there, baby. I got bills to pay.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate it again, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace and love.
All right.